I see by your aura that you walk a mighty path, wizard. Our troubles here are nothing compared to the danger threatening the entire spiral. You've got to prepare yourself for what lies ahead. Samsara was built to be a shrine of ancient wisdom. Let the truths we found guide you. Even in the fury engulfing our village, you must find a moment of stillness. Read the carvings on the prayer columns on the Elder's platform.
When you read a book, see more than the words. See the paper the words are written upon. Look further. See the tree that made the paper, the soil that fed the tree, and the dead things that became the soil. Look further. See the rain that watered the tree, the clouds that loosed the rain, and the sky that birthed the clouds. Outside the illusion of time, you see them all at once. The book is more than a book. It is the entire universe. So are all things. So are you. Our perceptions tell us that we walk in a straight line from past to future, and that all the things around us are but one thing. But time is an illusion. Look beyond it, and you will see existence is a wheel. The spiral itself is but an echo of this truth. Step off the wheel and see the great paradox, life and death, order and chaos, light and shadow. Outside our limited perceptions, they are one. In the world of mundane illusion, death is the absence of life. Shadow is the absence of light, and chaos is the absence of order. The opposite is also true. Life is the absence of death, light the absence of shadow, order the absence of chaos, each defined by its opposite. Is there a thing that has no opposite to define it? A thing that is its own opposite? Can there be such a thing as nothing? To let understanding end at what cannot be understood is a great attainment. Those who cannot do this will be destroyed on the lathe of heaven.
Try to remember the truths you read today. They can guide you if you open your mind.
Even if we can survive this disaster, we'll need enough food to last until we can purify the fields and get them planted again. We've got food, but we've got to get it out of here, you know? I had some supply bundles, but these bogus monsters chased me and I dropped them. I'm a mystic, not a fighter. You're totally powerful. Can you go get the bundles for me? You're the best. The monsters might kill us and we'll probably all fall into the jungle, but at least we won't starve, you know? So many people are hurt our healers can't reach them all. And even if they could, our connection to life magic is disrupted. Search high and low. Some of them will be trapped in their homes. Hurry!
The pain is leaving me. Now I can get out of here. Oh, you saved me, wizard. Now I must totally get out of here.
Thank you, stranger. Now I've got the strength to run.
I am restored. Thank you. Now I can go help my fellow villagers.
Oh, that's much better.
Thanks, stranger.
May your spirit prosper.
I feel much better. Thank you.
Thank you for all you've done, stranger. You're totally saving the day.
Help! When the disaster struck, my food gardens transformed from awesome celebrations of life into heinous pits of death. Horrible mushrooms jumped out of my mulch pit. I shut them in my house, but who knows what they'll do if they get loose. Please purge my home of these fungal terrors. Oh, you did it! Thanks, wizard. I hope your work here saves my poor village.
So much disruption. I'm totally overwhelmed. The auras of life and death may never be balanced again. But we must try. There is a shrine nearby, a shrine of life magic. Its sacred stones can help our elders heal the jungle, if they survive. I can't get to the stones with all the jungle creatures going crazy, but perhaps you can. Will you go to the glade of Shavaram and try?
We shall crush all life in Mandala, beginning with yours.
You got them! I'm so relieved! If we're lucky, these stones will help restore the balance.
Yes, what do you want? Can't you see I'm busy? Wait! You're not Nimbari. Neither are you Dwarven, Alfoy, or Calamar. A wizard? Perhaps the wizard? Excellent. Just what I need to test my latest invention. A new school of magic. I made it with science. Science, after all, is a lot like magic, just with more math. And I have been working to merge the two. Meet me in my lab at the Academy of Technologists if you want to learn more about an extremely powerful new school of magic. Oh, you came. Excellent. Are you ready to learn a new form of magic? I've managed to infuse the power of numbers into the very essence of, you know, stuff, and fire, and mana, and apocrypha, and arcane eyes of newt and things. It's in there. Go on. Go see for yourself. Don't worry about the little light circles on the ground. They're, magicifiers. They don't mean anything.
Good work, Technologist Giles. You led the Shadow Wizard right into our trap.
It was just as you thought, ma'am. Its greed for new magic was palpable.
Is that what made you adopt Shadow Magic, Wizard? The force that bends reality, that feeds chaos, and obscures the creation of Raven? I don't care what you've done or what anyone says. You wield the power of our enemy, so you are our enemy. The Justicaria are the light that pierces the darkness. We cannot stop until all darkness is destroyed. This is not possible. I can't believe.
Enough of this! What are you all doing in there? This is a place of research. Cease this fighting at once or I'll file a report to the Praetor. Wizard, come see me in the main lobby of the Academy. Hello. First, let me apologize for the exemplar. The Justicars are military-minded, trained all their lives to believe strangers are the enemy. I try to maintain something of a more inquisitive outlook. Most Nimbari, the Vicereign included, like to believe we stand alone. But you don't have to look too hard to find evidence to the contrary. Just take our power grid, for example. It was built by local aerodwarves. We use giant turbines on the aeroplanes to funnel energy from the storm strand of the paradox chain directly here. But conditions down there have deteriorated, leading to increased problems up here. Even now, Storm Turbine D is barely functioning. Everyone is busy, or scared, so I must ask you to investigate. I've patched into your communicator. Go to the plains and tell me what you see.
This is my turbine now! You can't have it back!
What was that? There were ghosts in the machine. Yeah, that tends to happen down there. Voltergeists get created by the myth strand of the chain and settle into any equipment they can find. The electricity makes them feel alive again. Even though, strictly speaking, they were never alive to begin with. And because of that, they can be tough to deal with. You can't just defeat them. You need a new machine for them to flee to. I have an associate in Velos City named Hattie. Go check with her.
Voltergeist in the turbines again? Standard natural hazard around these parts. Usually we just draw them into these specially made shells. Yeah, they're nothing fancy, just raw storm energy, encapsulated in a wooden shell and sealed with Fangle saliva. I'm plumb out of all of that, though, so if you want a ghost shell, you need to get me the ingredients. First, battle Fangles for their saliva. I'll also need some of that storm energy that shoots off the chain. I already put out the bottles to catch it. You just need to collect them. Finally, I need the shell of the hookworm. It lives in a tunnel in the fields of bluegrass. You'll have to defeat the earworms outside to get in. Well, you got your tasks. Get to them if you want that ghost shell.
Be careful, wizard. If you try to leave, the hookworm will bring you back.
Did you find everything? Now let me just take a look in your ear. Make sure those worms didn't infect you with their catchy songs. Yeah, them songs take over your brain till they're the only thing you hear, the only thing you think, and the only thing you smell for some reason. Probably should have warned you about that before sending you out there. Maybe give you some earplugs, but I'm out of them too. Anyway, let me cobble together that ghost show for you and done. Now, just chase that Voltergeist out of the turbine and follow it. Then you'll need to fight it and draw it into the shell. Easy as pie, right?
You again? I already told you. Is that a ghost shell? Nice try, but I know what those are for. But all that storm energy, it's just so... No, I won't be tempted. I'm out of here.
It fled into that cavern, wizard. Follow it.
So this is what it comes down to, huh? Chase me out of my turbine just because my presence could spell meteorological disaster for thousands? Trying to trap me in a shell filled with so much delicious electricity. No, I will not accept such a wonderful fate. I have only one thing to say to you and your tantalizingly zaptastic shell. Oh. Fine! I'll go into your stupid ghost shell and revel in an eternity of endless joy and contentment. But I don't have to like it.
Great job, wizard. Bring that ghost shell back to me and I'll keep it safe.
Excellent work. I have a containment unit that should keep that Voltergeist from escaping. You may not be Nimbari, wizard, or even Empyrean, but you're clearly not the Shadow. And Nimbus is safer now, thanks to you.